Hey, what's up, guys? Friday here, and welcome to episode, number 6 of Everquest Next, Round Table Rants. And on this week's episode, we are going over topic: should all races have access to play all classes? So, this one I felt was the first real meat and potatoes for these roundtable discussions. So let's take a closer look here. So, should all races have access to play all classes? Categories are: I'd like to see certain races restricted to certain classes based on lore. I want to play any class with any race I choose, even if it means penalty to some combinations. It adds interest and replayability if some races can't play some classes. That I kind of like. I prefer to play just one character, so I want to be able to access all classes if I want. I don't have a strong preference in either way. Okay, now let's see. I think I voted like this, and this kind of also played into. I think WoW had this where certain races couldn't be Death Knights. I know Pandas can't. Pandas can't. It might have just been Pandas, but I believe that's how I voted when I did vote. And that was almost overwhelmingly by 13%. It was the highest voted. So I don't have a strong preference. Was very last. I prefer to play just one character. That was second. That can be either way in my opinion. Whatever. I'm not even that concerned about that category. This one makes a lot of sense to me for some people to just want to be able to do what they want to do in their game. So I want to be able to play any class with any race, even if it means I get a penalty. That does make some sense because, like I said, people want to, when they're playing a game, it's like, oh, it's my game. If I want to be a ogre ranger, I should be able to be an ogre ranger. God damn it, Screw this game not letting me pick an ogre ranger. I want to be an ogre that loves the woods and loves nature and hugs trees. I should be able to do that. So, someone with that opinion, I can understand, but I still defer to the winner here, which is where I voted. I'd like to see certain races restricted to certain classes based on lore. To me, that makes the most sense. Almost every time any game I've played and I've seen the race class breakdown, for the most part it's usually made sense. We can use humans for example for say druids in World of Warcraft. Humans were not able to be druids, and I believe the reasoning behind that in World of Warcraft was, they're humans, and not to say there weren't other spiritually connected humans, but they were saying the humans in the World of Warcraft universe weren't spiritually connected to nature, and they couldn't tap into that druid power. So it made sense, and when you think about it, these humans that live in big brick cities and all this aren't super in touch with nature. It made sense. I was okay with that. So, and for me, like I used the example of an ogre ranger. It's just funny to even think about it. But to see an ogre running around in some like leather armor and a giant recurve bow and like a headband, just it doesn't sit well. At least it doesn't seem right anyways. Or let me see, like troll ranger doesn't really work. Ogre priest, troll priest, they don't even sound right together. Like an ogre. I mean, and this can just come from being programmed with all these video games our whole life. But like, when an ogre is like a blood mage or something like that, it makes sense. Not when they're a priest, like a holy priest. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't fit. whether maybe I've been programmed to think that it doesn't fit, but I usually go along really well with their decisions for not letting certain races be certain classes. In EverQuest, erudites were not even arguably, they were arguably the best race for being like a mage or a wizard or any intelligence based main stat caster. So, you know, you definitely saw a lot of erudites running around as mages and wizards, but the erudite race in EverQuest 1 were kind of like the humans in World of Warcraft, where they were an advanced culture, very, they had modern cities because they were intelligent, and they had some of the fanciest stuff, did have some magic, but their magic kind of drew them away from being attuned with that magic that was in nature. So with that being the case, they were not able to be druids, just because, I guess, over time of being the smarty pants kind of people, they stopped caring about nature and just wanted to go and read their books and learn other magics. So, and that's fine. So I think this was definitely a little bit of a hot button debate. There's Reddit threads with all these too, usually, and they get a lot of traffic. Everything's gonna be linked down below to all the information about these roundtables. But yeah, I feel like I trust Sony to make the right decision when it comes to which race can be which class, if they do decide to do that. And I'll be honest, I'll be a little upset if you can end up having, some of those weird combinations that just don't make sense, like the Ogre Ranger or the Ogre Rogue. Can you picture an Ogre Rogue, a giant, 12, 13 foot tall monster that's supposed to be stealthy and sneaky, and sneak up on people and backstab them? No, it doesn't play. The ogres in EverQuest 1 anyways, they're giant, giant monsters, for the lack of a better word. Like, there's no sneaking around with them. They were just these giant burly balls of mass, and they were not sneaky, and therefore they weren't able to be rogues, and it made sense. They made good warriors. They were damage sponges, they were good for that. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion with that. If they do go with the latter, which is I want to play any class with any race I choose, even if it means a penalty to some combinations, I could be. I'm not even okay with that, because if they're gonna allow you to be an ogre rogue, then you can just be the ogre rogue, no penalties. If you're gonna go that free for all, you can be whatever you want, whatever race, whatever class. Then just have it. That's how it is. Don't put a penalty if you're gonna go that route. But if it's my opinion, you shouldn't go that route. Just don't do it. Don't make it an option. Make it the overall winning poll, which is I'd like to see certain races restricted to certain classes based on lore. That's the one I want to see. If they go with the other one, then no penalty. I don't think people should be penalized just for playing the game how they want to be played. But I feel like they usually give you a sufficient amount of race class combinations that every player can be happy with. So I trust my judgment in them, and I feel like they will deliver on this because pretty much every game has. I'm not there. There's never really been an instance where in an MMO, EverQuest, Final Fantasy, WoW, Dark Ages of Camelot, whatever. I played a bunch of games. I was never disappointed with the race class combinations. I was always pretty happy with what they decided. So, and having this been a roundtable discussion, it's good that it's good to know that they are curious our opinion on this, and they're willing to hear some feedback. So Yeah. Anyways, this has been it for round table number, whatever it is, 6. Round table number 6. And I will talk to you guys all soon. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.